Well, what a year 2022 has been, and it's Christmas already. So, what has happened, and what were the highs and the lows, and what's my thoughts? Hello, ho, 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 and welcome to AAR On Air for what has kind of become a bit of a Christmas special. Whoa, what a year. At this time of year, there is always the look back at who we've lost. But this time, it was a big one. Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. Wow. Royalist or not, she was our monarch for longer than I've been on this earth. What a feat, and what a dedicated lady she was. Then we had a Prime Minister that lasted less time than a fresh lettuce. And if that wasn't bizarre enough, we then get a Prime Minister in number 10 without a single Democratic vote being cast. How does that happen? Just when you think you've seen it all, the world has a habit of showing you that you haven't. The start of a conflict that has global ramifications. More hot air being spoken about global warming at the COP27. And the list goes on and on. But this isn't a political news channel. It's about a sport that gets us away from all of this, hopefully, if only briefly. And if they leave us alone, then we should be fine. Yes. We always get shots across the bow, so to speak, about gun ownership, but it is an area that most of our governments have mostly left well alone. There are minimal incidents involving airguns and fewer fatalities than people falling off toilet seats, certainly here in Blighty. But one thing that worries me is the small number of individuals who are buying airguns with the sole intention of winding the power up. Now, there are more snowflakes out there than you may think. Believe me, I know. All waiting to just jump on us at any given opportunity. So, we really shouldn't give them an inch. Admittedly, some manufacturers make it easier to mess about with their products than others. But that doesn't excuse anyone taking them apart and trying to wind them up, knowing they're breaking the law. Now, you may not agree with the sub 12 foot-pound law in Blighty, but rightly or wrongly, it is the law. Now, personally, I don't care too much about the individuals winding these things up, even if they get caught and sent to jail for 5 years. Yeah, which is the current punishment. Then that's their lookout, and, well, they deserve it. What I do get annoyed about is the potential damage they're doing to the rest of us law-abiding citizens, because they are giving the rest of us a bad name and could result in all of us being penalised because of their stupidity, which is what could happen if this activity becomes more commonplace, affecting the industry and community as a whole. And there are a lot of people in the industry, and even more, quietly enjoying our sport in one form or another. I do firmly believe manufacturers and shops have a responsibility to ensure correct restrictions are in place for non-licensed airguns. However, it is still the responsibility of the owner to leave them alone. Stop messing about with them. If you're not happy and it's shooting too low a power, then take it back to the shop for them to sort. If it's shooting too high or too hot, the same applies. Or get a license for it. That is, whilst it's held back at the shop and not under your bed. If it's left the shop shooting too high, then take it back and ask them why they don't check their guns before they go out, because any responsible shop will do that. If you've been messing about with it, then don't blame everybody else if you get caught. It's not social media's fault just because someone has shown you a video on how to do it on some channel or other. That doesn't mean to say you have to do it. If your country has a power limit, then the video doesn't apply to you, and the finger is only going to be pointed firmly at you when you get caught. In truth, our industry and our beloved sport is always under scrutiny, and idiots messing about with the power levels are the worst thing that could happen to us all. And if the political world can throw curveballs at everyone like it has this year, then having a go at the airgun world isn't out of the question. So, if you have mates in the pub or down the range bragging about their power levels, I personally would treat them with the contempt they deserve. To the vast majority of law-abiding airgun shooters out there, I would like to apologise for that little outburst, but it is meant only as a passionate plea to protect our beloved sport. We need to show a united, sensible and safety-minded front and stamp out such mindless activities. That said, what have been my favourite guns for 2022? Blimey, there have been loads and loads, from high-end to ultra-budget and everywhere in between. At the budget end, the manufacturers really up their game with a whole host of rifles and pistols in all manner of power sources. The triple 12-gram CO2 Diana Trail Scout was a great bit of kit for very little money, and is often the case surprisingly accurate. The introduction of a range of guns from Stinger for the budget-minded individuals were also a real surprise, and a lot of gun for your money. Umarex, as always, were at the front with new guns that were great fun and not likely to break the bank. The Break Barrel MP7, Browning Bookmark Magnum and the Ruger Mark IV, just to name a few. BSA had a year of shaking up their range, proving they are a British company who are wanting to be out there at the cutting edge and not sitting back on their laurels. The new CLX platform, well, that allowed the introduction of several new guns to tempt us with, including the amazing CLX R12 Pro and of course the bolt action version. Quality and accuracy without ultra high prices. Of course, there are also new guns from AGT, including the top trump shot count beating Airgun King with its radical twin tanks, and one of the favourite guns of the guys down at Vector Air, and mine for that matter, the Vulcan 3. Amazing, higher end price range, but awesome quality and accuracy. All of the AGTs that come via Vector Air all come with the orange mod to maximise shot count and efficiency of them and make sure they're shooting as close to the legal limit without going over. There were many more great guns, maybe too many to mention to be fair. My personal favourites, well, it would have to be the BSA R12 Pro and the Vulcan 3, as I've said, but I had equally as much fun with such guns as the Webley Nemesis X Combo, and one of the last guns in my possession was a real shock to me, the Effecto Xeon. Silly name, but sublime accuracy from that Lothar Walther barrel, and at this price it should be on anybody's shortlist, in my opinion. Nice gun. One of the highlights was the interview with Gordon from Airgun Factory. We had a great day and could have chatted about the airgun scene all day long. A great guy and doing a difficult job trying to run the Airgun Factory Facebook page and keep everybody in line. Believe me, it's a difficult task. Help him out, guys. Looking forward to 2023, I already have enough guns lined up for about 2 months worth of reviews, including the new British-made Springers from BSA, the German-based new guns from Diana, some funky, very different guns too. I will be at the British Shooting Show for all 3 days, hopefully this year, with a surprise or two. Vector Air are also going to be there, and they will also have 1 or 2 surprises in store. It's all very exciting and I'm looking forward to it immensely. It's going to be busy again. I've had a very busy year this year with our house renovations and the channel and much, much more. It's been a time of highs, lows, blood, sweat and tears. And at the AAR household, we are now very much looking forward to having the family around for a family Christmas and taking time out to appreciate how important family and friends are, not just at this time of year, but always. Whatever it is you're doing at Christmas with family or with friends, or if you're working because you're part of the emergency services, and if you are, thank you. Please have a wonderful time, be kind to each other, and thank you for watching and supporting AAR on air. Stay safe and keep safe, and have a very Merry Christmas.